Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mike here. Just out here walking a little bit in nature. Give you a little bit of a view here. Uh, that's the Ohio River, and that's a barge going by. I actually had to wait a little bit, or else the sound from that barge would have, created a lot of noise outside of just me speaking. So I did wait, but man, it is just a beautiful day out here. Absolutely. I know on previous channels where I created videos, I made videos over the topic of the appreciation of nature and how there's so much to be learned. I mean, just being out in nature. And we remember whenever we were like, little kids, and if you played outside, and you spent so much time outside and in nature, and then there's this harmonious vibration that is just perfect. And hey, whether that's storming or not, it could be a partly cloudy afternoon, almost even clear skies today, or it could be overcast and gray, but there's always something to be learned. And the more time we spend in nature, the more we tune ourselves in to that vibration. And that vibration is one of allowing and one of abundance. But today's video is not just about nature. It's about whatever we plant into the ground. That's typically what we get back. If we plant apple seeds and certain fruit seeds, we expect to get that back, right? I mean, that's a pretty obvious one. It should be. But if we plant a different sort of plant, it could be a toxic plant, sort of like nightshade, and we expect to get nightshade back. It's the seeds that we plant, and it's similar to nature. Whatever seeds that we sow throughout life, like we go out here every single day, and if we are sowing, seeds and vibrational currencies of happiness, health, wealth, and prosperity, then by law, by universal law, that's expected. We expect to get that back. And and we have faith in the process. And just like with the seed, you plant something in the ground here, then we expect that it returns to us what we plant, right? So if we plant a certain kind of seed, even if it's these trees back here, I mean, we're expected to get, the actual tree to flourish, but it takes time. And, I remember in a previous video, we talked about how every seed, whether that's a physical or spiritual seed, because that could either be a physical seed or it could be a seed in the form of an idea in our head. And whatever we give energy to grows, right? So we got to water it. We got to give it the sunlight. We got to give it necessary, the necessary nutrients in order to grow. So we keep on giving those things energy, and eventually they'll return back to us. But sometimes we don't know when we're going to, receive that harvest of abundance. So if we're continually planting the seeds, that's really all we got to worry about. Hone in on your focus of planting the abundance, planting the prosperity, treating others as ourselves, how we would want to be treated. And that's so crucial. It's so important, because whatever we give off, we are only able to take on a similar energy to that which we give off, to that which we emit. But we don't know the necessary time, because see, we could plant these ideas, these seeds, and these spiritual seeds, and these brilliant ideas, but sometimes we don't know, and then we look for it outside of ourselves, and we're like, oh my gosh, where is it? It's like, wow, like I planted a tree right here, an acorn, and it's already been, what? It's already been 6 months and nothing's happening. It's already been a year. No, guys. Now, we do know that with physical seeds. Typically, we do know the amount of time it's going to take. Even if like an animal, some kind of animal is giving birth, that through that birth process, we know the time in which, they're going to give birth. It's a lot different for certain different animals. I believe an elephant, the seed of an elephant, takes like almost 2 years to grow into a full-size elephant. And before that elephant's even able to give proper birth, it takes a long time. So, and with certain other plants and certain other seeds, it's going to take longer than you expect. So you're going to look around everywhere, and you're going to look for it. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, where is it? It's not here. And you're going to be like, no, guys. Through faith and understanding, we have to get into our spirit that there is a gestation and incubation period for every spiritual seed sown. So we keep on putting it out there. Our job's to put it out there. And then the laws will take care of themselves, you know, and we will get back eventually what we continually put out there. So your job and our job is to continually put out the information and to continually putting out messages like this. Because we're going to be looking around for it, and it's not going to be anywhere in sight. And that's okay. And, you know, and we have to be okay with that. There is a bug that kept like getting on the phone. Okay, so anyway, eventually we know that by faith and understanding, the universe and the world will return back to us what we sow. You know, we reap what we sow. So we might not get it back immediately. A lot of times that's just the law. You know, we're not going to get it back immediately. We got to be okay with that. We have to first believe in ourselves. We have to believe that in what we're doing through faith-based understanding, that we will come into the harmonious balance that is receiving, and will eventually receive what we give. But these seeds, just remember, the seeds take time. The spiritual seeds take time before they become a plant, you know, grow into a plant. And the way I see it is that the larger the reward, the longer it might take. So you have to understand that if you have this big purpose and this big vision and this big goal, it might take a little bit longer than you expect before it shows, you know, the results. And you'll have a little bit of success along the way, because that's natural. But it might not be the size. It might not be on the size that you would expect. And a lot of times we get discouraged, and then maybe we even quit and give up. But it's through this understanding. It's through that, you know, we are continually putting it out there. And to help us, we can spend time in similar environments just like this, you know, by water and in nature with the trees and everything else. And spend time around, you know, kind animals. And you can do a lot of different things. You know, I mean, you can, anything that sparks that spirit inside of here. I mean, we could be dealing with artwork, you know, using our creative faculties to produce brilliant work as well. So like, there are many things that could get us in this vibration, but we want to be mindful of the time that we're spending, because we become what we think about most. That's proven. We've talked about that. We become what we think about most. That's an absolute law. So just remember that if you're struggling in any, you know, situation, I'm gonna switch hands here. But if we're struggling in you know, any situation, then it means that we must change the environments that we put ourselves in, and we must change our focus and direct our focus towards something of a different nature, of a higher nature, you know, that of a spiritual nature, of a creative nature, because that's where the magic really starts to happen. It starts to happen when we intentionally place ourselves in environments just like the one I'm in now, with all these trees and you know, the rivers back here. But that's the beauty of it, is that if we continually putting it out there, and we surround ourselves in only environments that make us feel good and relaxed, you know, then we will cross success barriers that we didn't think could possibly be broken. So that was about it for now. I do plan to make a video a little bit later, And like I said, guys, I'm going to continue uploading to the channel, and I can't wait until you know, we really come together and this information gets out there, because I believe a lot of people need to hear this, and there's a lot of value here. So guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and remember to spend time in nature.